Okay, got the Deus 2 here, and I'll do a test on a gold ring, the same gold ring that I did with the Deus 1 on its edge right here above the concrete. And I'll put this plastic above it so I don't hit it. So in my other Deus 1 test, I was doing it up on my porch there with a lot of iron, but it's not really going to affect it too much here. So I'm going to explain, this is a weakness of the full tones in the Deus 1 and the Deus 2. And I can overcome that weakness by testing like this, right? And I'll show you this weakness here. And it's the same with the full tones on the Deus 2, right? Nothing has changed. But I'll show you something else. I didn't test it with the pitch program here. This is sensitive full tones, a lot of EMI in this spot here, right? Just stock program, haven't ground balanced, haven't done anything to it, right? Just a stock number 3 program, right? And I'll rotate on it, right? It goes away. I back my coil out, I'll be able to hit that target there, right? And I can get rid of some of this EMI here too. I can drop my audio response down to 2, right? I don't have to drop my sensitivity down. I can drop my audio response down to 2, right? Shuts it right up, right? It's a deeper machine, so it's gonna get a lot more EMI, right? This is my settings. I'm starting to dial the machine in, right? Audio response 2, that's what I use this program in, full tones, because it's so much deeper than the Deus 1 that I have to drop my auto response down because it brings those deeper targets up shallower, right? The audio response basically is a depth indicator by tones, right? See? I'll rotate on it, back up on it, right? It's not going to hit it right above the coil there, right? That's a tough target for full tones to get. And now I'll just go over to mono frequency. I'll go up to 7 program mono frequency. Pretty stable here, right? So I'm running all the power to 1 frequency here. So I don't have to drop my gain down. What I'll do is just go over to the audio response, drop that down to 2, and it shuts it right up. This is 17 kilohertz, just stock program basically. Or I adjusted my audio response. Actually, what I'll have to do is go down to discrimination, go to full tones right here, right? This is full tones, right? Right, still missing that target, right? And I am discriminated out here too, so I can go to minus 6.4 discrimination, so it'll give me iron tones on it, right? Minus 6.4 discrimination, right? Watch. See, it'll go in the iron range, right? When I back the coil out, but it's still not hitting directly over the coil. So you got to remember, the Deus coils are very sensitive on the tips, right? Now I'll just go into the higher frequency here. I'm at 17 kilohertz right now. I'll just bump it all the way up to 45 kilohertz, the highest frequency, right? I'm getting a little bit better tones on that, going down the edge of it, perpendicular or parallel to it, right? But I'm still not getting any tones right above the coil. So you got to remember, the tip of the coil is the secret, right, to the Deus. The tip of the coil is the secret to the Deus. Full tones. Now I'll go over to the fast program, which is pitch tones squared, right? A lot of EMI. If you're in a spot that has a lot of EMI, you really have to dial this machine in if you're going to be using this program here, right? So I'll probably 2 audio response. I'm going to have to dial this back a little bit, right? I'm going to have to dial this back a little bit because I'm getting a lot of EMI. I'm 80 gain, and I'll frequency shift here. scan frequencies is probably going to have a lot of EMI here, right? Just this program is very susceptible to high EMI. Now I can raise my gain up a little bit here, right? Since I got it in the right frequency here, right here. Banging it out big time, right? Now I can go up to higher frequency. It might even do a little bit better here. Or no, I can't change my frequency here, right? Because I'm in a preset frequency program. Mono frequency number 7 program is the only program that you can actually change your frequencies in, right? The other programs, the FMF, when you're running an FMF, it's frequency specific. So when you do a scan on the frequencies, it's only offsetting your frequencies just by a little bit, right? So, but there's another warning here, another disclaimer about pitch tones on the Deus machines, the Deus 1 and Deus 2. If you're running pitch tones, which this program is based in, for program 4, it's pitch tones squared. So if you're running pitch tones on the Deus machines and you're around a lot of foil, you are going to be digging up foil, a lot of small little pieces of foil, right? But this thing is deadly in the iron, right? This program 4 is deadly in the iron, or in a site that you've really picked a lot of stuff out of, you know. The pitch program is mainly a specialized program. You know, it's basically a pitch program, you know, the pitch tones. It's a really specialized program, you know, after you've hunted a site out for many times, or if you're in really thick iron, some old iron, the pitch tones is the way to go, right? You can go over a spot in full tones, over a bunch of iron, a bed of nails, and you might be able to hit a few, you know, 3-inch deep targets there, coin sized, and you'll be able to hit the bigger targets easy in full tones. But those smaller targets in the iron, that's the one that's even if they're higher conductive coins, you know, you're not going to be able to go very deep with full tones through the iron. And I've been using the pitch program, the program number 4 on the Deus 2 a lot in the iron, in spots that I've been beating up for years, and I'm just pulling out weedies and all kinds of relics that full tones will not do, right? No matter what kind of settings you have, even if you have a big coil, or your sensitivity all the way up, or if you're in low frequencies, it's just not going to hit those targets under that iron, right? The pitch tones, you're mainly going for just anything that's non-ferrous, or anything that's above your discrimination threshold, right? And it does really, really good in the iron. This pitch tones is a game changer when it's put in square tones. It just does something weird to the iron, right? And it makes those targets seem to come out a lot better. I'm going to be explaining that here shortly in some videos, what the square tones is doing compared to the PWM tones. It just makes the iron sound a lot more pleasing to the ear, so I can be in iron, a bed of nails, or in a relic dump for a lot longer hours and not get ear fatigue. But that's just a little weakness of full tones, and I've known about that, and I'm going to probably post, I'm going to put a little card up in the top right here, or top left of this video, showing you the Deus 1 on this same target. Sure, it may have been up in a different spot there, but it's going to perform about the same. You know, those coins, or those rings on edge, are hard targets to get for most detectors. And with the Deus, you just got to know where that sweet spot on that coil is. And I'll be starting to post some other videos of some tests similar to this, just the Deus against itself, the Deus 2 against itself. I'm not going to do any tests against my other machines quite yet. I need to learn the Deus 2 a little bit more before I start really posting any tests. I've been doing a lot of tests, you know, making videos of the tests, but they're really boring. You know, I have to push a lot of buttons, you know, to get it to dial in. But this was just a stock program, basically the stock programs on here. Just a little bit of information about full tones and its weakness, you know, in the iron. On the targets, on their edge, you know, you just got to really learn what to listen for. And it's just a tonal game, right? If you're going by the numbers, I wasn't really looking at the numbers on that either. But, you know, the numbers are not going to be very consistent in the iron, no matter what machine you have, right? I'm not going to be hitting on coins through a bed of nails, and they're not going to sound normal. You know, they're going to sound different. But that's what I like about the full tones. I can just glide over that iron real fast and get those 3-inch deep targets. Then once I hit that for a while, I'll use the square tones and see if there's any more non-ferrous targets deeper in the ground there. But it does perform much better. This program number 4, it's pretty amazing. Well, thank you for watching. Please subscribe.